green. This tank is looking rough. Super green, the algae's spiked, which can mean lots of different things. The fish are okay. The fish will be okay in this. However, we got the new UV sterilizer, new power source. We got everything we need, and it looks like it'll be just a simple taking this off, or taking off the old one and putting this on directly. I'll show you. Don't mind the unpainted door or the mess. This is a work in progress, all right? However, that's the power source right there, and that's how it goes on, those little white hooks. And everything looks exactly the same. It's just gonna be simple, taking all this, disconnecting it, and reconnecting it to the new one. It should be pretty easy. So this is what the UV sterilizer looks like. So this is the actual housing for the sterilizer. We've got our intake, our outtake. So that water will rush through our intake, and with the light bulb being inside the housing, that UV light will help kill off any of the bacteria that's causing the algae to green and come back out nice and clean to get siphoned through to our tank. We've got the light bulb housing. So there's a plastic tube the light bulb goes in, so that the light bulb is not directly in the water, because that could be bad. We've got our power, we've got our hooks, our clamps, which we already have, I believe, the same exact ones. So we shouldn't have to do anything with these, but we'll keep them off to the side. Some bubble wrap, and it looks like the power source, and that's it. So all we're gonna do is get in here underneath the fish tank. We're gonna remove the old UV sterilizer. We're gonna put the new one on, and over the next couple days, this should help clear up all this green water. So the tank should go from looking super green, like look, the fish, you can still see the fish. Our pleco is down there at the very bottom. That's our spotted sailfin pleco. He's all the way at the bottom. You can barely see him. You can see all the fish when they're here at the front. They think I'm getting ready to feed them. I mean, look, they still look super clean. The Burmese loach looks really good. Leperinus looks good. Our smaller mouth brooding severums, they're just not growing. I've had them in this tank for probably 3 months now. But look at him, like, they look so much better when it's nice, clear water. Algae is not a bad thing. A lot of people think that it's a bad thing. It's not bad. It's just not aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And when I have people come over, I want them to be able to see the entire tank. Okay, so before we can disconnect the UV sterilizer, you can see where I have it right now. Power source, not working whatsoever. We gotta disconnect that just to make sure no electricity is running through it. We'll move our melamine sponges out of the way. We'll have to disconnect our inline and our outline on the canister filter. If we do it the right way, when we go to turn everything back on, it should start running on its own. We'll do that, and we'll replace this one with the new one. So let's get started. I completely forgot. We actually have to do a water change at the same time. If we let it stay as green as it is, it's not gonna look good. It'll take even longer to get it nice and clear. So we'll get that water change going first. All right, so we got the water change going. We got our hose in, it's starting to siphon out the water. We'll slowly clean up all of their poop and all just the garbage at the bottom of the tank. Right now, I just want that water to start emptying to get all the algae out. And we're gonna go ahead and turn off our filter, because right now you can hear it going if you listen really carefully. Yeah, it's going. We're gonna go ahead and turn all that off. We're gonna start disconnecting all the plumbing so we can get our UV sterilizer on. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're gonna turn that one off. We can disconnect that. Let's see if we can get this shot. So we'll disconnect it from here. I might have to, there we go. It's a little harder to do with one hand. Almost. That should be nice and empty. Good, empty. Okay, now before we disconnect power, go ahead and turn that one off. We're going to disconnect these here at the top, and I'll try and get the camera set up so you guys can watch that. We'll get that disconnected and we'll reconnect the new one. Okay, so we got ourselves a flathead. We've got to disconnect these clamps up here. See if we can get, there we go. Disconnect these clamps to then be able to pull all this off and twist off here, as well as that one back there. So let's do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, with the housing off, I'm just gonna push this off the clips. So there's that one. And then this one here, it's gonna be a little easier to access. Now, the one in the very, very back, we went ahead and unscrewed that one. We're gonna unscrew this one next. We should be able to pop the hoses right off. And it was actually easier just to pull it out from inside our tank stand. So we'll be able to do everything from here. See, these are already loosened, taken off. We should just be able to easily pull these off so we can switch out the entire housing for the new one, reconnect it, put it right back on the filter, and it should run up pretty good. Well, you missed it, but because it was still hooked up, the intake was still in the water. I didn't even think about it. All that water just came flying out. So I've got it sitting in here right now just draining. That was stupid. That was a big mistake. I gotta clean this up real quick. Oh, the water is everywhere. Just crap everywhere. All right, with the UV sterilizer housing off, let's drain the rest of the water. I don't know. Okay, that was pretty... Ah, that was so dumb. Just so dumb. Okay, here's the new UV sterilizer. Everything is already hooked up. We used a little bit of plumber's tape, as you can see. We do not want to have any leaks. That's a cat hair. This is going to hook back up onto our intake for all the water that's going to go into the canister filter. So this line will be what comes from the tank. The water then goes through the UV sterilizer, gets sterilized, and then comes out here, then goes into the canister filter. And I'll show you how we hook that up in just a second. So here is the intake from the tank itself. Bring that all the way back down. Let's go ahead and clamp this sucker on real quick. Nice little twist. Nice and tight. Again, we do not want any leaks coming out of this. That would be terrible. And then this other part right here is going to connect to our hose that goes from the UV sterilizer to the canister filter, and I'll show you that in a second. All right, so here is that other hose. Same thing, pushing it on just like that. We're actually going to give it a nice squeeze, and then we'll tighten this after we get it onto the canister filter. That way we can maneuver it how we need to. Okay, so we're slipping this back in. Should fit pretty snug where this one was. Hey, and it does. That is a nice solid fit. So with this valve open, pump, we're gonna let that fill up just for a second. Let this fill up for just a second. We'll open that back up, let it all turn back on, and we'll go from there. All right, with the canister filter on, we're gonna remove the old housing and put on the new one. That's gonna allow this new one to run. At least that's the plan anyway. All right, we got the new UV filter hooked up. Let me show you. All right, our indicator light is on. We can also see a slight blue tint from both sides of the UV filter. So that tells me it's working. So hopefully in the next couple days, our tank will start looking better. We're almost done with the water change, and hopefully this will start clearing up.